Now, according to a hadith, there's the Prophet said, when Isa alayhi salam comes back down, that he'll break the cross, kill the swine, and abolish the jizya. This has been kind of baffling me. I mean, would you be able to slightly elaborate on this, please?
It is a difficult hadith to explain, and I cannot claim that I'm confident that I have mastered the understanding or penetrated this hadith. No. Jizya is a tax imposed after a jihad has taken place, and a conquered people want to continue to reside in the territory which has been conquered, and they belong to Ahlul Kitab. So they will be allowed to continue to reside in that territory. Since they are not Muslims, they do not pay zakat. Instead, they pay jizya. The payment of the jizya has to be in person. You can't write a check and send it. No. You got to pay it in person. And it's meant to symbolize your submission to the result of the jihad, that you are submitting to our rule in your territory. Okay? That is jizya. Can a law be cancelled? The law is in the Quran, jizya. Can it be cancelled? Allah speaks in the Quran and He says, مَا نَنْسَخْ مِنْ آيَةٍ أَوْ نُنْسِهَا نَأْتِ بِخَيْرٍ مِنْهَا أَوْ مِثْلِهَا. That yes, a law which has come from Allah can be cancelled or can be forgotten and can be replaced with another law. This is Surah Al-Baqarah, verse 106. It does not apply to cancellation of laws in the Quran. It applies to cancellation of ayat which came before the Quran. Okay? However, a prophet has the right, if he is ordered by Allah, to change a law. And it is possible, I cannot deny, that Allah can communicate to Nabi Isa alayhi salam to cancel or to change the law of jizya. Okay? But I'm treading on very difficult territory on this issue. And I'm not going to speak with confidence. No. Because you asked the question, I'm forced to offer you some preliminary comments on the subject, okay? Breaking the cross could mean his great anger of those who attempted to crucify him. His great anger with them that they attempted to crucify him. Breaking the cross could mean that they would have to now run for their lives. Those who wanted to crucify him and who were so pleased with when he was put on the cross to be crucified. Okay. Killing the swine could mean killing those people who wanted him crucified, referring to them as swine. Okay? I'm not impressed by a view that Nabi Isa alayhi salam will take a knife in his hand and start killing pigs all over the world. No, it doesn't seem to me. It doesn't seem to me to make sense. A prophet of Allah taking a knife and going killing the pigs all over. No. It seems to me that there are people with whom his anger is so great that they are like pigs, swine. These are my preliminary, I say, it's a difficult hadith. Yeah.
Thank you, Jazakallah. Can we have a question from the second one, please?
Assalamu alaikum, Sheikh. Sheikh, drawing on the question of the brother Would it be correct to imply that abolishing the jizya implies that there would be no more non-Muslims after Isa alayhi salam is back?
We are now, your question is, if the abolition of jizya implies that there will be no more non-Muslims. Okay? We are now moving into that territory which is unexplored for me. I said to you, I have not satisfied that I penetrated this hadith, so I prefer not to answer your question. Yeah.
Thank you. Can we have a question from the third section, please?
Sheikh, you have advised us that using the paper money is haram, and in future advent of cryptocurrency, it is also haram. So for a layman like us, we can't do nothing about paper currency, we can't do nothing about cryptocurrency. Using these currencies, what can we do, and how sinful we are to use this haram money and paper money is out of our control?
Okay. The question is, if paper currency is haram and we are all trapped in it, we can't get out, what do we do? The answer comes from a prophecy of Prophet Muhammad ﷺ, in which he said, the time will come when you will not be able to find a single human being, a single person in all of mankind who will not be consuming riba. And whoever says that he is not consuming riba, verily the dust of riba would be upon him. Verily the vapor of riba would reach him. The monetary system is built on riba. The paper money monetary system, the petrodollar monetary system, the electronic monetary system, the cryptocurrency, the Bitcoin, all of them built on riba. So the answer is there is no total escape. None. Nobody can escape, according to this prophecy. What do you do when there is no escape from evil? This is evil, that is evil. Answer? Choose the lesser evil. Always turn to the lesser evil, said the Prophet. Okay. What is the lesser evil for us? Answer? You should try to get gold and silver coins, and whatever wealth you have, keep it in this money, rather than keeping it in that money. When I was 5 years of age, in 1947, my father bought a car to take me to school. He was a school principal. And he started taking me to the market every Saturday. And as a 5-year-old child, I'll have my little basket there. I'm going with Papa. And I saw him with these eyes, I saw him buy 100 oranges for $1. Today, 70 years later, with $1 I cannot even buy one orange. So if I had saved that $1 in paper money, and it had a value of 100 oranges, today, 70 years later, it doesn't have the value of even one orange. The Quran has prohibited this 3 times. وَلَا تَبْخَسُ النَّاسَ أَشْيَاءَهُمْ. But in Surah Al-Kahf, the young men slept for 300 years. They had money that they could buy some food, maybe biryani. After having slept for 300 years, the same money they took out could still buy the biryani. Meaning, The money successfully stored value. Gold dinar and silver dirham will do that. So if you want to be sensible, you will take the wealth that you have and put it in dinar and dirham. If you leave it in paper, it's going to fall in value. If you keep it in dinar and dirham, it is safe from losing value. Number two, if you move to the remote countryside to preserve the family, preserve your faith, you can start a market, small market, micro market. You cannot do it at the macro level unless you take control of the state. But at the micro level, you can start a market in which you can buy and sell using dirhams. Yes. And surely Allah will be pleased with his servant who tries to bring back the Sunnah and bring back what is in the Quran. Yeah.
Next question, please.
Question I have is, how long do you think we have?
Before Santa Claus comes? Before what?
Before the Dajjal, the appearance of the Dajjal.
Before the appearance of Dajjal. Okay. It is quite possible that a day, like a week, has already commenced. Okay? But Pax Judaica has not commenced. I don't know how long we have between now and the Great War. All I can say is close. I don't expect the Great War is going to last for long. It could last for maybe half an hour. That's what Putin said. We only need half an hour to reduce the whole of the United States to ashes. That's what he said. Half an hour. After the Great War takes place, there is still life on earth. Because the Prophet spoke about this great army. He praised the army, yeah? Which will conquer Constantinople. So, I don't know how long it will take between the Great War, the emergence of Pax Judaica, the end of Pax Judaica, the conquest of Constantinople, and for the appearance of Dajjal. I'm not going to offer any figure. All I can say is it's not going to be as long as Pax Americana, but much shorter than Pax Americana.
Salam Sheikh. Will there be an alliance between Dajjal and Ya'juj and Ma'juj, or are they two separate entities and events in history?
What is the relationship which exists between Dajjal and Gog and Magog? Are they two separate entities? And how are they related in history? Answer, Allah created both. Allah created Dajjal, and in Sahih Muslim, in Sahih Muslim Hadith al-Qudsi, I have created creatures of mine so powerful that none but I can destroy them. Gog and Magog. We have two ayat of the Quran. وَإِسْتَأَذَّنَ رَبُّكَ لَيَبْعَثَنَّ عَلَيْهِمْ إِلَى يَوْمِ الْقِيَامَةِ مَنْ يَسُومُهُمْ سُوءَ الْعَذَابِ. And your Lord God has declared that I will now release and send against them those who will, until the last day, inflict upon them terrible, terrible, terrible punishment. The only thing that could explain this is Dajjal and Gog and Magog. So clearly Gog and Magog and Dajjal are created by Allah, and they have their missions to perform that Allah has given to them. وَاتَّقُوا فِتْنَةً لَا تُصِيبَنَّ الَّذِينَ ظَلَمُوا مِنْكُمْ خَاصَّةً وَاعْلَمُوا أَنَّ اللَّهَ شَدِيدُ الْعَذَابِ. Another ayah, this is from Anfal. And be conscious of the fact, and fear that fitna, which when it is unleashed into the world, will not target only those who are wicked. All of mankind will be targeted by that fitna, which is a means through which Allah punishes. Referring again to Dajjal as well as to Gog and Magog. So Allah is the one who has programmed them. Obviously they have to work in tandem with each other. I can probably say that Gog and Magog are his foot soldiers. Yeah, that's how they combine with each other. Yeah.
Thank you. Next question. Anyone else have any questions? Can we try this gentleman there? Okay.
That's the great he's answered it for me, so.
Assalamu Sheikh, I was going to ask, what significance do the 13 lost tribes of Israel have on the end times, if any?
You'll have to repeat the question.
What significance do the 13 lost tribes of Israel
The
have?
13 lost tribes of Israel. That's not an area in which I have expertise. I could suggest to you to read, is it Alfred Kessler? The 13th tribe? What's his name? Kessler. The 13th tribe. Good book to read.
Oh, next question over here.
Assalamu alaikum, Sheikh. When Dajjal comes, what will happen to Orthodox Christians as well as Muslims, the believing Muslims?
When Zulkarnain comes, what's going to happen between Orthodox Christians and Muslims?
When Dajjal comes.
When Dajjal comes, what's going to happen between Orthodox Christians and Muslims? But what Dajjal did, and about this now I'm comfortable that I've understood it, is that Dajjal created the Ottoman Empire. But Dajjal is not a fool. No. So he'll use the Ottoman Empire with 90% of dazzling beauty and truth in order to infiltrate you with the 10% of pure poison. So I'm not concerned with all the good things that the Ottoman Empire did. Do not bore me with it. I'm concerned with the real agenda of the Ottoman Empire. And the real agenda of the Ottoman Empire was to sabotage any possibility of friendship and alliance between Muslims and Orthodox Christians in Akhir Zaman. But because Allah has said in the Quran that this is going to happen, وَلَتَجِدَنَّ أَقْرَبَهُمْ مَوَدَّةً لِلَّذِينَ آمَنُوا الَّذِينَ قَالُوا إِنَّ نَصَارَى. Because this is in the Quran, I don't care. The Muslims in Bosnia and in Albania and in Kosovo and so on could be as angry as they want with me. The Muslims in Turkey could say what they want to with me. I will just smile and say to them, wait and you will see. If Allah has ordained it, Dajjal can't stop it. That there will be reconciliation and friendship and alliance between the Orthodox Christian world and the Muslim world. And they cannot stop it. But I have another comment to make. That in the same way that Dajjal created the Ottoman Empire to sabotage us and to try to create eternal enmity and hatred and hostility between Muslims and Orthodox Christians. And he did a good job, One of the most important things he did to put a dagger deep into the heart of the Orthodox Christians, which is still bleeding to this day, was to take the greatest cathedral of the Orthodox Christian world, Hagia Sophia, and convert it into a masjid. Oh yes, the Ottomans knew what they were doing. They knew that by doing that, there will be eternal hatred between the Orthodox Christians and Muslims. That's why they did it. But what they did was disgraceful, shameful, manifestly sinful. And I find it strange and mysterious that the scholars of Islam should have spent 500 to 600 years and still cannot recognize that this was in conflict with the Quran, and they have not raised their voices to condemn it. They will have to answer to Allah for that. Now look at the Mughal Empire in India. And they did exactly, or what I should say is the information which I have received. If that information is correct, then the Mughal Empire in India did exactly what the Ottomans did, to sabotage us in the end time in India. And they succeeded. They took the holiest spot for the Hindus. That was the holiest spot for the Christians in the Orthodox Christian world, Constantinople, Hagia Sophia. They took the birthplace, if the information which I have received is correct, let me qualify, the birthplace of an important Hindu god called Ram, which is the most sacred spot for them, the Hindus. And they demolished the temple which was there. This is the Emperor Aurangzeb. If the information I have received is correct, and he built a masjid on that spot called Babri Masjid. To his eternal shame, to his eternal disgrace. That is what Aurangzeb did, if the information I have received is correct. So that there will be eternal hatred and enmity and hostility between Hindus and Muslims, as the Ottoman Empire planned for between Orthodox Christians and Muslims. If you have eyes with which to see, you should be able to recognize this is Dajjal's work. And what we should do is that in the same way we condemn what the Ottomans did, and we say to the Christians, when we conquer Constantinople, we will return this cathedral to you and apologize to you. The Indian Muslims better wake up. If the information I have received is correct, and apologize to the Hindus for what Aurangzeb did, and say to them, this can never be a masjid. No, we do not recognize that this can be a masjid. Not where a temple once existed, and it was destroyed by that man so wickedly. Apologize to the Hindu world for what was done. And forget any thought about this being a masjid, and let the Hindus recover the territory, the building as their temple, and let them build a temple. This could be the beginning of the Muslim community of India beginning to have some sense in their head here.
Thank you, Sheikh. Next question.
Assalamu alaikum.
Walaikum salam. What's your name?
Fahim.
Oh yes, I remember Fahim. How old are you?
8.
8, Fahim. Okay, Fahim.
So, Dajjal got tied up from his arms to his neck with a chain. That was somewhere in a place. Was he young then? Was he young or old?
Yes, Dajjal, young, born with his chain, tied up in a chain.
Oh yes, he was young. He was young. Maybe as young as Papa. Yeah, he was young. Because our Prophet said, He's a young man. He's a Jew, he's a young man.
How many-
Powerfully built.
How many years was he tied up for?
Maybe 20, maybe 30. I didn't ask him. I don't know. Yeah. Okay. Okay, alhamdulillah.
Could we see a conflict between Sunni Muslims and Shia Muslims leading to the Malhama?
The question is, can we see a conflict between Sunni Muslims and Shia Muslims resulting in the Malhama?
I see Dajjal's plan at work. That he needs to provoke Sunni Shia civil war in the house of Islam in Akhirul Zaman, so that Israel can exploit the disarray in the house of Islam. At that moment when Muslims are fighting each other like stupid fools, then Israel will be able to walk in very easily and comfortably and wage a big war and expand the territory of the state from the river Nile to the river Euphrates. They've not been able to succeed so far. They tried with a bogus jihad in Syria. They tried with a bogus ISIS. And now they're trying with a bogus little boy called Muhammad bin Salman, trying to provoke Sunni Shia civil war.
Thank you, Sheikh. We'll take
Okay, just one more question before we enter. Someone who has asked a question.
Assalamu alaikum, Sheikh. Just in terms of the Holy Land, Israel continuing to expand and the temple being built, do you feel the temple will be built in terms of, or Israel will expand whilst the Muslims will continue to have a weapon in which they can defend themselves with it being nuclear weapons? Do you still feel, is that an obstacle that needs to be removed before Israel can expand, or is that something, your insight please?
The most powerful weapon that the Muslim and the Christian have in the Holy Land with which to resist oppression is a wonderful weapon, a magnificent weapon that every Jew cherishes in his heart. It's called a stone. And with a stone, Nabi Dawood alayhi salam, David, killed Jalut or Goliath. And so a stone is a more powerful weapon than a nuclear weapon. A stone has immense symbolic importance. And that's what the Palestinians have, Muslims as well as Christians. They don't need anything more powerful than that, just a stone. Just keep on throwing the stones at the oppressor, and you'll be shattering his heart, because he knows what is the history of a stone. Our Prophet said that one day the stones will speak. And they will say, come and kill him, the Jew who is hiding behind the stone. Not a Jew who is not an oppressor. No. Why should you want to kill a Jew who is standing with you and opposing oppression? Have some common sense. The Prophet is speaking about those Jews who are oppressors. But oppression has reached such a limit. They are now on a one-way road. The Jews in the Holy Land are now on a one-way road to destruction. They can't stop it now. The train is going. If you keep on oppressing and oppressing and oppressing, every right-minded person in Britain will be able to understand what is oppression. Yeah. You cannot hide it forever. The hadith is that oppression will intensify to such an extent that when the time comes to punish the oppressor, even the stones will speak.
Okay, this is the last question.
Assalamu alaikum, Sheikh. Sheikh, you said earlier in the talk that Dajjal, he's going to go in every town, every city. There's a hadith, if I'm not mistaken.
Including Birmingham. Go ahead.
Nelson also, maybe. There's a hadith, if I'm not mistaken, that he can't enter Makkah or Medina or the Haramain. Is there any relevance or significance of that?
Yes, it refers to that time when Dajjal is in our world of space and time. Then as a human being or someone appearing in the form of a human being, the angels will block him, he cannot enter into Makkah and Medina. But at this time he's there. Oh yes, Dajjal is there in Makkah and Medina. The evidence is plain and clear. The hadith is talking about when he is in our world of space and time. At that time the angels will block him, he cannot enter.
Last question, Sheikh. Can you take this the last question, please?
Next time when you come here, how are we going to know that you are here? Because this time
Good
by accident we knew, honestly.
Good question. All of those who are here present should make contact with Hosein so that you have a contact information. We're not going to broadcast it on the London Times. No. We have to do it through private communications when I'm here. So if you stay in touch with Hosein and his brother Siraj out there, for Birmingham, for Manchester, the same brother out there, Asif, and his brother Hosein, Muhammad, and Imam Jalaluddin for Manchester, and for London, Ashraf, who is there handling the books. Okay? All right.
Jazakallah khair, Sheikh, for your talk today.
I'd like to thank each and every single one of you for turning up today. And we obviously thank Sheikh Imran for obviously visiting our city of Birmingham. Inshallah, we hope that he returns soon. I believe sometime in March. And inshallah, just stay in touch with Hosein and brother Siraj, and we'll obviously organize another similar event to this one.
The last 2 weeks of March.
Last 2 weeks of March.
Last 2 weeks of March. مولانا إنك أنت التواب الرحيم. اللهم أنت السلام ومنك السلام تبارك ربنا وتعاليت يا ذا الجلال والإكرام. اللهم أرنا الحق حقا وارزقنا اتباعه وأرنا الباطل باطلا وارزقنا اجتنابه. اللهم أرنا الأشياء كما هي. اللهم إنك عفو كريم تحب العفو فاعف عنا يا كريم. اللهم صل على سيدنا محمد وعلى آل سيدنا محمد وبارك وسلم. سبحان ربك رب العزة عما يصفون وسلام على المرسلين والحمد لله رب العالمين.